Hey, what's up guys? It's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another movie. The name of this movie is What If Naruto Was Reincarnation of Hagaromos' third son. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted movie as well. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to my boy Jimmy de Dice. I hope I said your name right, even though I know I butchered it somewhat. But yeah, I hope you forgive me for that. And aside from that, if you haven't, then please do leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And yeah, without any further ado, let's jump into the video. And yeah, the reason I'm not revealing my face today, it is because, it is damn cold here and the temperature is going to, here it is regarded as Celsius, so I'm gonna say 2 to 3 Celsius. So yeah. So that is the reason I'm covered up and I don't want to reveal myself in winter clothes aside from I usually do. So yeah, that is the reason. I hope you all staying warm in the holidays and all that. So yeah, without any further ado, grab some warm cocoa milk and some snacks, and without any further ado, let's begin with today's story, shall we? Our story begins with a tale about a forgotten son of the sage of the six paths. The youngest son actually, named Jin or Tsuzuki, which later on begin to be known as Jin Namikaze. As the story goes as follow, when Jin Namikaze was born, his two brothers were at the age of 8 and 9, as they were already competing to be the successor of their father. So, Jin generally didn't have to do much, as he was the most spoiled as well as loved one. But the reason everyone loved him was because he was a very generous and nice soul, the purest of souls that even existed amongst humans and Otsuzukis alike. These were the words of the sage himself, as he was the only person aside from Hagoromo to get close to all the Bijus and even know them on personal level. But that all changed the day their father died, because of the dispute between the two brothers, Asura and Indra. Because Asura became the successor and Indra, who was the oldest, didn't, a war began. And their youngest Jin, who tried to intervene to stop them, died. At that day, the Bijus began to hate humans. Even the two sons of the sage, who was regarded as their father because of the murder of their brother. As after that, Asura was the only one to carry out this tragedy, and later on even regretted doing so and wanted to reconnect with his older brother because they have already lost it. Indra, on the other side, was sad because of his youngest brother dying a tragic death, but he was still hell-bent on revenge against Asura because he blamed Asura while Asura blamed Indra, and the battle continued. But luckily, nobody knew that Jin had fallen in love when he was sent out on a journey. When he reached the age of 16, he had a wish to travel, and during his travel in a faraway village, he fell in love with a woman, and that woman gave birth to his son, which carry on the generation of his and as well as his legacy. And in due time, this tale was forgotten, and only Senjus remembered that. But the others thought that the third brother, known as Jin Otsutsuki, never existed. Now, we go towards the reality. The woman changed the name of their son from hers to Namikaze because that was the name that Jin gave to that woman as an alias, and henceforth the Namikaze clan was born. They had blue eyes with tomos in them, and the tomos only grew as much as they were, pushed to fight, and as much as they trained and fight to harden their strength, they became more powerful. And later on, they began to realize that many others in the shinobi world have such abilities as them. And not only that, two of them were the prominent, one even having the exact same powers as them, which was the Uchiha clan. And they began to hide their presence because they did not want it to interfere in wars and bloodshed because they were peaceful in state. And that linkage continued down all the way up to the point where elemental nations were formed and the wars began. And the final Namikaze died, protecting his son in the Second Great Shinobi War. As his son in a basket flew into the river, at least his vision closed, knowing that his son must be safe. All that was left now was to give the nature sama, give their son a chance to survive. That was all the man prayed for. As we followed that child passing through the stream, as he began to cry when he was now hungry, as he was picked up by none other than Hiruzen Sarutobi, as he placed a child in Konohagakure and named it Minato Namikaze, because Namikazes were regarded as the most peaceful people, and the child has resemblance to that of a Namikaze who have just been, well, regarded as extinct. So it was an honorary name to carry on their legacy. But little did he knew that the little one in front of him in his arms was going to be the real Namikaze. And as time passed, the said kid grew up to be a prodigy, and even went as far as to be trained by one of the Sanins, and later on became so strong to become the victor of the Third Great Shinobi War, as well as become their Kage. But he kept one secret that only Hiruzen knew about, and that was of his blue Sharingan. It was kept secret because the Uchihas will get jealous, because Minato had the same abilities as them, even far more powerful, if one might say. But he was a peaceful human being, while the Uchihas were rough and would not tolerate for this at all, because the Sharingan was the Uchiha's prominent dojutsu, and knowing that some other clan has similar dojutsu to them, the only difference being the color, from red to blue, they will stop at nothing till the clan extincts. So, that is why Hiruzen promised to keep it a secret, and Minato was forbidden to use it. On his own powers and as well as abilities, he became the Kage, not regarding as well as depending upon his dojutsu at all, as he fell in love after the Third Great Shinobi War as well, and married a woman known as Kushina Uzumaki, who's unknown to her, well, descendant has married to one of the Senjus and carried all the line of the Senjus into her as well. So Tsunade wasn't the only Senju and Uzumaki there. Kushina was as well. And later on, it was found that Tsunade and Kushina were, or could be at least, regarded as cousins, so they were quite close. Even after losing everyone, Tsunade had somewhat, well, comfort in her heart, knowing fully well that one of her own still lives in the village. And that is the reason she stayed, alongside her lover's lost, well, niece, as her name was Shizune Kato, who was taken under her wing as well. As time passed and Kushina became pregnant, and soon a fetus developed into the boy, and Minato wanted to name the boy after his census book's hero, the first book that he ever read, Naruto Uzumaki. And on 10th of October was the day that was supposed to be the most beautiful and happiest day of their life, but it changed into a tragedy when an unknown masked person appeared at the place where the birthing process of, well, Naruto was supposed to occur, and demanded Kushina just after she finished giving birth, and Kyubi was almost close to breaking the seal as well. And he was successful in breaking the Kyubi out of Kushina because, well, he kidnapped Naruto right under their noses, and Tsunade and Jiraiya were not in the village because they had gone out of their way to find presents. And, well, let's just say, when they returned to a barren village, as smoke rised from afar. When they dashed towards the village, all they saw was the ruins and the grand funeral that was happening. As there, in the center heart, they heard their senses standing with a boy, as Kushina and Minato were nowhere to be seen, and Tsunade and Jiraiya felt that their heart was gripped with fear, and they remained quiet, praying to the god that whatever their sensei was about to announce wasn't what they thought it was about to be. People of Konoha Sato, today I bear with you a tragic news. Family has sacrificed itself for our safety and survival. Our fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, alongside his wife Kushina Uzumaki, has died protecting us against the Biju known as Kyubi no Yoko. As everyone began to mourn, as Kushina fell, tears falling down her eyes as well, and so did Jiraiya, because they were close to the two kids who they regarded as their son and daughter, as they were shaking with rage because of what Kyubi has done. But that is not all. They left behind their son, their legacy, Naruto, Uzumaki, Namikaze, Senju. Now additionally they wanted Tsunade as well as Jiraiya to be the godfather and godmother if anything happens to him. But knowing my students that they weren't here, it proves that my fears were correct. They do not care about the child, as both of them were shocked, but they remained quiet because they knew they couldn't take care of the child because of their condition they were in. And because of them being the prominent, figures in the village, they will be easily targeted, or Naruto will be easily targeted to get back at them. So there was that. Astra and Kushina, Tsunade remained quiet and listened in. So I have decided to place him in the orphanage that is funded by me until he is of sufficient age so I can move him into one of my own apartments that are owned by me. As the villagers then sighed, as one of the villagers asked, "But Hokage-sama, what happened to the Biju? Why did the Kyubi suddenly disappeared? Minato sealed half the Biju in his son. What about the other half? The other half was sealed inside of him while he sacrificed his soul to the Shinigami. The seal is now powered by Shinigami for those who do not, understand this. So the god is directly involved into this. You do not have to fear about anything at all." As all of them then sighed a sigh of relief, knowing fully well that they did not have to meet the Biju again, as his eyes suddenly fell on both Jiraiya and Tsunade, as their retreating figures were seen, as he frowned, as he closed his eyes, knowing fully well that his fears have just come correct, as he turned around and left. As he knew where it was his next stop, he has checkmated the council, and they have just called for him. And on cue the Anbu arrived. "Hokage-sama, the council has called for you. Tell them that I will be there." Kakashi, as an Anbu jumped down without the mask. He has silver hair, but was wearing a face mask. "Yes, Hokage-sama." "Would you like to hold him?" "Yes. Protect him with my life," said Kakashi as he dashed away. As Hiruzen began to walk towards the council room, as soon as he entered, he saw the sneers on the civilian council's face, as well as the elders, as he sat down. "This meeting is in session. Why did you reveal to everyone that he is Minato's and Kushina's son? Do you want the other forces from outside the village to find out who to hunt down for their revenge?" "Yes, actually." "Are you insane?" "I wanted the people to know. And I want everyone to know that Minato and Kushina Namikaze's son is still alive, and he will be the one to carry out their legacy. I will make sure of that, or otherwise you can change my name from Hiruzen Sarutobi." As they knew about Hiruzen one thing for sure, that if he makes his mind up about one thing, there was no way in hell that anyone could change that. And there it was decided. Hiruzen will be raising it. But the council was just not done yet. But why? We could have kept it a secret. "Yes, Hokage-sama," Shikaku asked. He was the most intelligent person aside from him in the room and Minato. "I would like to ask that as well, because, mind you, I'm not on their side, but they have a valid point. We could have protected him. Now he's, vulnerable to the outer forces. And telling you guys first off would have altered all of my sayings as well as a lot of things. I knew firsthand that how devious any one of you can be. You see, after I retired from the Hokage's position and gave it to Minato, I realized quite a few things. Civilian council moving quite shady, and I, with my personal Anbu, had some digging up to do, and have found a lot of proofs that you were illegally talking to the others. As they all gulped, You have no proof, correct? I don't have it right now, but I am keeping a close watch on all of you. So you better watch your back. That means all of you, he said, looking at all of them, indicating indirectly towards Homura Koharu as well as Danzo that his eyes is on them and he knows what they are thinking and trying to do. So they better back off, or otherwise there will be hell to pay. As Danzo gritted his teeth. But he is the Jinchuriki, and what you said has proven that the god is directly involved. It could be dangerous. What if the god hates our village? As one of the civilians, which was superstitious, then said, the kid might be. Shut up. You do not know anything. Shinigami-sama wouldn't do that. Shinigami-sama has only such part of the deal that it will not allow the QB to break free from the seal, no matter what happens. So even if the world ends, the seal remains strong, and no one will be able to break it. I tried. I am considered at least up to rank level 8 Uzumaki style seal master, and it didn't do shit. As that was then that the Shinobi Council sided with the Kage as well as some of the civilians. The corrupted ones and the elders were still unsatisfied. But there are no more buts, Danzo. That is end of the discussion. We have more important things in hand, such as the reparation of the village as well as other things to do. So I would suggest you that you focus on that, if you care about the village. Not on a thing that has been already discussed, and I will be seeing through his progress by myself. So you don't have to worry about anything, mind you. As after that, they remained quiet and knew fully well what was best for them. And so, time passed. As Hiruzen and Kakashi began to see that Naruto grew, they began to notice some things. That there was never even an ounce of Kyuubi's chakra leaking sign or regression. Even Inoichi went inside Naruto's mindscape and only found that the Biju was just sleeping. Nothing at all. And Naruto's mindscape was quite different. Quite the beautiful place that he has ever visited. He might even dare say that it was like heaven once he returned, and everyone was shocked to find it out. And their theory even confirmed more when they saw that the Inuzuka hounds were now all around him, and even listening to him, even though they were already paired. They were in a protective manner against him, as well as the animals, even the most deadliest of centipedes, which were at least up to the size of the tower in the Forest of Death, were there next to him, protecting him. No matter how much of a bigger predator or a prey it was, they all existed in harmony against him. And whenever he was around, the civilians will feel at peace, and he will help them out as well, even though he was little, and made everyone proud. Sooner or later, even the civilians who at first doubted him, as well as the shinobi clan heads, began to like him. But he had one problem. No matter what the weather was, he liked to stay in the forest, mainly in the Forest of Death, which everyone worried about, of course, because that was the forest even the Jonins feared to enter, and Naruto would enter that forest at the age of 3, without the worry of the world, and just go there and play with the most dangerous predators. At one point they even found the 2 saber-toothed huge wolves just playing with him, and giving him free access to their bellies to rub their bellies. But Hiruzen knew that something was in working. Some force of nature was, for sure, because Naruto, well, he was different from a normal child. Minato had a captivating personality, as did Kushina, but Naruto, he was way ahead of them. Such a warm person, even at such a young age. And he watched him grow. As Naruto was currently at the age of 5. And just as usual, in the winter time, at the month of his birthday, he was walking in the snow with his 2 favorite best friends, a dragonfly and a huge saber-toothed hound who was walking next to him. As they heard footsteps as the hound got in front of Naruto, and Naruto hid behind him, as Naruto then saw from his corner of his eyes that two people landed next to him in a bag that was moving. Huh? It's a wolf and a kid. We might take it down and sell its fur because it might get us some bucks. Huh? Please don't hurt him, Naruto said, as the one person that was in front of Naruto, a bald one, laughed. Ha! You think we'll listen to you, kid? It's an easy money for us, and why should we leave such a fine kill here? He said, licking his kunai, as Naruto's heartbeat raced, as his eyes morphed into Tomo's, as his eyes shone blue. One Tomo on each side, as Naruto began to dodge his each and every slash and attack, because it slowed down. As on his own instincts, Naruto began to dash forward towards him. As his hand came down as Naruto jumped, and with the gravity, he holstered his body onto his arm and began to dash onto him, and kicked his face as one of his teeth came loose, as the man stumbled back, as Naruto landed with a backflip. Huh. Well. What do we have here, Tenzo? Well, Uno, I think it is a shinobi in training. Well, why don't, as seniors, we give you some pointers? That is, you never mess with the one who is bigger than you fucker. As Naruto then saw that two punches came at him at blinding speeds. You tell him, Uno. You wanna know why he's called Uno, kid? As Naruto was blocking and parrying his each attack, but his arms were getting, huge impacts and they were becoming numb. Because he has the hands of steel. He can punch through a wooden log. As Naruto then felt huge amount of pain. You hear that? As a crack sound was heard. Damn it, Naruto said as he winced as the wolf growled and lunged at him. As the man whose arm was, about to hit Naruto hit the wolf as the wolf passed out. As Naruto suddenly gained 2 Tomos, which turned into 3 Tomos because of the adrenaline as well as the danger. As suddenly Naruto then said, "Get away!" as a huge blue architect made out of chakra formed as a katana was in its hand as it cut it straight through both of them. As at that moment, the Anbus as well as everyone who felt that holy energy arrived there, as their eyes widened to see that Naruto was covered by a blue armor. As Fugaku Uchiha stepped forward, as Hiyashi knew what was about to happen. That is a Susanoo. As they then looked at Naruto's eyes, as Fugaku's eyes widened with a gasp, as did Hiyashi's, and both of them said only one word. A true Namikaze. Hokage-sama. He is the true Namikaze. I know. You knew? Then that means, Fugaku said. Minato was. Yes, he was. I guess you all needed answers. And Hiyashi, why don't you take your daughter back? We will see what we can do after this. And we will discuss later. Naruto needs medical attention now, as you can see. As Fugaku remained quiet. Yes, Hokage-sama. I understand. As after Naruto was treated in the Anbu hospital, we go towards the council room. As Fugaku then slammed his hands on the table. Why did you not reveal to us that he is the son of a Namikaze? A true Namikaze, at that. You know that how close our relations were, right? No, I actually don't. It is said in the history books that our ancestor, Indra Otsutsuki, from which our clan originated from, even he mentioned that he was brother to Jin Otsutsuki, who later on started his own clan known as Namikaze, or so he tells us to. So why, I ask you again, you didn't say these words to us? Because he is one of ours. He is not. Minato didn't want any of you to think that he's special, and he wanted the same for Naruto. But that kid is special, Inuichi said. His mindscape is like a heaven, and even the Biju there, which was the most violent Biju, mind you, it seemed to be in peace, and didn't do anything. And the animals, it is a perfect signature. Isn't it right, Tizumi? Tizumi and Izuka then stood up. Yes, our pups, our hounds, our partners, see that they feel an aura of warmness in him. My guess is that he is the reincarnation What do you mean? Said Hiyashi towards Fugaku as everyone looked at him. You see, it is said that the feud between the two brothers, Indra and Asura, which were known as the Senjus as the Uchihas, still continue, and they are reborn again and again to end their feud in the histories of our books. It was mentioned by them themselves. You can check the Senju text, I do not know, but in the Uchiha text it is mentioned by Indra himself. That is something that is quite interesting indeed. But there was no Namikaze text found, so we cannot be sure if it is who you think it is. I think that Jin-sama has been reborn into him. Now that is a bunch of bullshit, said Hiyashi. I was going to agree with you on the thing that he might have his powers, but him being reborn into the kid? No, that is impossible. And that is not mentioned by our ancestor, which regarded himself as the brother of the sage himself. And there is no mention of the third brother there as well. He was born 8 years later than those two. It is written down in the ancient text of the Uchihas. Listen, I am not going to waste any more time. That kid is one of ours, and the strongest one at that. He has no drawbacks to unlock the full potential of that Sharingan. It is not Sharingan. I do not care what it is. It has never been named, but it is what we can guess. Aside from the color change, a Sharingan. And I will stop at nothing until we have him under us, so we can train him. More like you can marry him off to your daughter. Right? Said Hiyashi as Fugaku growled. What do you mean by that, Yuga? We all know here that that kid is not only your best friend, son, as well as Namikaze, as you say he is. Which I truly believe, but you are being delusional about him being the reincarnation and the stuff, Fugaku. And you want the blue Sharingan's power. The power of the Namikazes mixed with the Uchihas. A deadly combination. You are hoping that the child, the new legacy born from both your daughter and him, will carry a Sharingan, which does not require an eye transplant, if I might dare say so. Silence, Yuga. You have no right to interfere in our matters. Oh, but I do. This is a council, and we have right to make our opinions here. If you don't want, then sign off the treaty of the unity between us and leave this fucking village this instant. Enough! Do you want to start a civil war? Said Fugaku with rage. Enough! Said Hiruzen. I know what you are saying, Fugaku, and I can understand your worries as well, Hiyashi. But you forgot one thing. Both of you did. As everyone became quiet, as Hiruzen spoke, Naruto is still young, and not only that, he is the heir to the Uzumaki, Senju, as well as Namikaze clan. As you all say. What do you mean, Senju? Kushina, as was kept secret, was also a part Senju. Actually 50%, as was Tsunade, a 50% Uzumaki. As all of them gasped, then that means that he's also a Senju. Yes. Naruto is the heir to the Senju clan as well as the Namikaze clan, and the Uzumakis as well. As everyone was now shell-shocked, and Shikaku then sat, rubbing his forehead. Man, I can't believe that, kid. He's going to be a powerhouse, that's for sure. Yeah, Inoichi said, that it is. But still, 3 clans, and the strongest ones at that. One had their own nation and helped us build ours. The 2, well, they also built their nation, Senju, and as for Namikaze's, they are just a mystery. We do not know. Such 3 big powerful clans. We have only witnessed an ounce of their power, isn't that right, Hokage? As Hiruzen became quiet, as Hiruzen then decided, it will be decided on a later date that if Naruto wishes to marry into CRA with multiple women or not. It is his decision, and mind you again, Jiraiya and Tsunade are still out there, his legal guardians, who has every right to decide for him in this age. And if you want to bring this up, bring it with them. Though I highly doubt they would care about him, at the very least. As everyone became quiet, as they knew that the only ones with the daughters were Hiyashi, whose daughter was saved by Naruto, as well as Fugaku, who had twins, Sasuke and Satsuki, as well as Inoichi, with the daughter Yamanaka. So, these three went and had a secret meeting in order and decided that they three will find out about Tsunade and get her approval. And they found her after some tracking and were now in front of her with a document as we see her reading this. So, I will ask you again, the three of you, even after reading this, why me? Why not Jiraiya? Because you were easier to track down. Jiraiya is a spy master, and he is the most difficult one to track, while you are just wandering around, Tsunade-sama. I apologize for my rudeness, but it was easier to track you down. Okay. I guess you have my permission. If you three are, well, agreeing to this, as well as if your daughters are. Oh, they will, said Hiyashi, as well as Fugaku. They will, huh? Well, give them enough chance, as nodded wrote down in her agreement. If, and only if, the girls fell in love with him, they will be allowed to marry him. And no matter how many women fell in love, they are allowed in his, well, CRA or harem. As she signed it, in her drunken state. As they were about to leave, she asked, Nay, you, Inoichi. Yes, Tsunade-sama? How is the kid doing? Well, he is, you can say, the bright light of Konoha. I see. He's just like her, huh? Well, you can say much better than her. I wish you have gotten a chance to knew her and knew him. It might have been great. Yeah, I wish so as well. As they were returning, they saw one person standing next to a tree, as his eyes were looking at them. I don't like what you three are doing. But I'm a sucker for harem, so yeah, give the kid what he can. Deserve best. But I agree with Tsunade. Only those women who will love him shall be allowed. No other women. Okay? Or at least those who decide. But Jiraiya-sama, I am a guardian from his father's side. It is my half right as much as it is hers to decide his fate. So, I'm giving the kid leverage here. Or at least your daughters have leverage. If he's a piece of shit, they can leave him. That I think we shouldn't have to worry about, because Naruto is quite a gentleman and a good child. But what about your daughters? I'm sorry, what? Yes, what about your daughters? I don't know anything about them, if they're spoiled princesses or anything. Or if they're just being used by a tactic like yours. So you have no influence over them. At all. The council in general will not have any influence. So, I suggest you should wait and watch what happens. If things go your way, then it is decided that they will marry Naruto. If it doesn't, then you shall forget about it. As Jiraiya then asked the same question, I heard that kid is the light of the Konoha, as they named him. Yes, he's quite a bright child, said Fugaku, and let it remain like that. I'll be watching the kid from the shadows. As with that, Jiraiya poofed away, as all of them saw it. Now what? Now we wait. Because I know for sure, she said, my daughter is in love with him. Because she saw through the bag that was broken from one side what was going on. And she is in love with Naruto. Because of his bravery, because of his kindness. Well, Ino-chan wanted to know about a blonde boy who walks with animals of all sorts, as well as like gardens and nature. She says that Flower always smile. She can see Flower smiling whenever he's around. Well, I guess I'm the only one left, huh? Fugaku said. Well, they are still children. We might not force them. Oh, now we shouldn't force them. Enough, okay? Jeez, we should get going. Now he acts like this, said Inoichi as Fugaku was huffing and stomping away. As Inoichi sighed, as did Hiyashi, as all of them returned back. But unknown to them, one figure was watching this as it dissolved itself into the ground, as it returned to a cave where many people were gathering. So, what's the news, Etsu? Said a masked person. It is as you have described. The light of Konoha is none other than the child of Minato and Kushina. I see. So, the Namikaze ancestor has arrived, huh? But he will not stand against me, because I am Indra Otsutsuki's reincarnation. And this time, I will become successful. And I will preserve him. so that his soul may never pass on and can remain safe in Drasama. Yes, said Zetsu, it shall be done, my lord. It shall be done indeed, said a person as two renegades were seen from the shadows. As after that, we have a time skip. Time skip 2. Many years later, we go towards Konoha's Shinobi Academy to see that the next generation and batch of shinobis and konoichis were prepared and were ready to go into the battle, as they all were waiting for the orientation to begin, and after that, the selection of the teams. As three girls were waiting this for in particular, Hinata Yuga, Satsuki Uchiha, and Ino Yamanaka. The three of them wanting only one person in their team alone, Naruto Uzumaki, because he has captured their heart, but not only theirs, hearts of many other girls, and even some of the boys, such as Kiba and Izuka, who blushed whenever he looked at him, as did, well, Choji Akamichi and many other, because Naruto was quite frail, but a little bit of girly looking, but he had the muscle. He had it more like a sleeper build, as shinobis called it, because on clothes, it looked like he was a skinny and girly boy, but underneath he had the toned muscles as everything as well. Plus he had a cute face for a kid, as girls called him. As he sighed for the 18th time, as Sasuke Uchiha was glaring at him, because Naruto has aced every test that was given to them, and Sasuke, no matter how hard he tried, couldn't catch up. And he was mad as well, because his father was always brag about Naruto this, Naruto that, him being the ancestor as well as the successor and descendant of the Namikaze clan, as every Uchiha was happy to find out that the Namikaze that they heard about the Jin or Suzuki was still going on and alive. And they were none other than Naruto Uzumaki, Namikaze Senju, who was inside their village. But they were more angered that Senju name was attached and not Uchiha's, because Naruto, well, belonged to them in their eyes, because the Uchihas and Namikazes were supposed to be one and together, like, well, Uzumaki's and Senju's, but that could have never happened because Namikazes were peaceful people, and now they had a Namikaze who wanted to become a shinobi and a fighter, because Naruto has proven that he will die for his village, protecting everyone, thinking everyone was his family and friends. So, they wanted to take advantage of that and bring the kid to their side. But that arose to such level that they were going to start a revolt. No matter who tried to stop them, they were still planning. And which caused one thing to happen to Itachi Uchiha. Go mad and murdered and butchered down each and every one of his clan member. And now they were only down to 3 members. One who deserted the killer himself, Itachi Uchiha, while the other 2 being Sasuke and Satsuki. Sasuke was also mad that Satsuki was busy, well, flirting with Naruto, because he was the reason of all of this. He was the reason his clan was gone, and some of the corrupt civilians as well as the elders backed it up, and, well, spewed these words to Sasuke and Sasuke, but Sasuke never did. Believed one single word spat out of their mouth and denied everything, and even went as far to tell the Kage what was happening, and Kage shut them down and this time executed them. Even Koharu, Homura, and Danzo were not spared. None of them would or could be spared because of their, well, help in quote-unquote rebellion, and Sasuke Uchiha was reprimanded for 1 month. And now here he was, after being free from its trial because he was a kid and was being, well, manipulated. He was here, but damage was already done, and Naruto was an enemy in his eyes that he had to erase no matter what. He was the only one. In his eyes, he was the only Uchiha who have deserved that power and recognition that Naruto had, being called the light of the whole nation, the Fire Nation's fire, as they regarded Naruto with last year. Now, he wanted that gone. He wanted that glory for himself. He was becoming greedy, so far that even Satsuki sometimes thought that her brother has gone sociopath, and told it to Naruto. Naruto, at one point, have thought Sasuke of him as a brother and a friend, but now, he couldn't. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't bring himself to. Nor hate him, nor like him. Just neutral. As if Sasuke didn't exist. And that pissed Sasuke off, because he wanted Naruto to hate him. No matter how much success Naruto had, Sasuke would always belittle him, but this only caused him to be more hated by his peers, as well as the Jonins and the Chunis that were there, because all of them liked Naruto because of his hard work and his calm nature. And Sasuke was complete opposite of it, always in turmoil, and his nature, well, like a wrecked ship in a sea storm. As before he could explode because of Naruto sighing again, Iruka finally entered and revealed to them who their class, more like teammates were going to be. As the girls squealed in delight when they find out that Naruto was placed in a separate team with them. Only two girls at least, which were Hinata and Satsuki, while Ino was placed with Shikamaru and Choji. Choji and Ino sighed though because they were not included in Naruto's team, but they will not give up. They will work hard and gain his love, or at least try to. As did Kiba. As Naruto then waited for his sensei, as one by one each and everyone arrived as Naruto greeted them, even though they weren't his sensei, and left. And they were happy about this kid's manner. And finally, Kakashi came, and Naruto became happy instantly because he knew who he was. His Nissan. Hey Nissan, I didn't know that you were going to be my sensei. As he eye-smiled, Mama, don't ruin the surprise already, Naruto. Well, how couldn't I? I'm so excited for this now, Tebayo, Naruto said, as he put both hands on his face, as he blushed, as the girls chuckled at this, because whenever he was excited, because of his mother, this, tick was in his inheritance, and will say, as in his mindscape a laughter was heard. Oh, come on, not you too, Kurama. Well, you are her son after all, Naruto. You will obviously hear this. I had no doubt. As after that, they begin their introduction as in canon and went to do the training and the bell test, but this time, since Naruto was there and the both girls were listening in closely, they passed with ease, and Naruto sacrificed himself again and again, and so did the girls for him. So, Kakashi had to pass them, because they knew the most important thing. Those who fail the mission are trash, but those who fail a comrade are worse than trash. So, that was a lesson that was kept close to their heart, because Naruto knew about it. And after everything was revealed, and it was told who passed, Sasuke didn't. Sasuke, because he was so obnoxious as well as so hard-bent on doing things all by himself on his own, he failed. And by, let's just say the most Uchiha ass kissing shinobi himself, it hurted him a lot to say, but the Uchiha was an ass wipe. So he had to wipe his ass with this Uchiha and throw it away. While he was happy that the other Uchiha, the, heiress, at least passed. That title was also taken from Sasuke in his eyes, just because she was born before him. And he hated his sister for that. Otherwise he would have been the king, or more like, the leader of the Uchiha. But in his eyes he was the king, and he will take his rightful throne from her. To rule over what? A bunch of buildings? Let's get back to the story. As after that, we see that Naruto and his team did the D-rank missions, and after doing their D-rank missions, it was time for them to went on their way out of the village for their first ever C-rank mission, which was to deliver a bridge builder back to his nation, all the way to the land of waves. As Naruto and his team met the drunken old bridge builder alongside their sensei and walked on a civilian pace. As Naruto, Satsuki, and Hinata, because their eyes and dojutsus were able to detect a genjutsu and dispel it, as Kakashi took care of them, while the three Genis protected their, client. As they continued on, the smoke got thicker, as Kurama then informed Naruto, something is going to happen, Naruto. Be on alert. This mist, it's laced with chakra. As Naruto, heeding his words, got on guard, knowing fully well that something or anything could happen at any given moment of time. As Naruto waited, as they walked, and suddenly he said, "Duck!" as his blue Sharingan activated and morphed into a sphere, a 3 Mangekyo Sharingan, just like Itachi's, as he said, "Amaterasu," as blue flames appeared instead of black ones, as they melted it down instantly, as the sword disappeared. as Naruto then clapped his hands together. Wind style! Wind gust! As a huge gust of wind appeared, throwing all the mist away. As Zabuza was seen standing on the other side, clapping his hands together. Well, well, well. I gotta give you that, kid. I didn't expect that sword of mine to be just melted down until nothing of it remains. You have just managed to destroy one of the 7 swordsman's swords, which are special. So, here's your reward. As he took out 2 kunais. Your death. As he dashed towards Naruto, aiming for the kill, but suddenly something happened. Naruto's armor erupted again and grabbed him, as a skeletal figure was there, completely wearing a Spartan armor, with blue eyes. As it rose all the way until it became perfect, as 2 angel wings appeared, as a huge halo appeared on its head, and 4 katanas appeared, which were grabbed by 4 arms that appeared as well, 2 small from the back and 2 front. As Naruto threw him in the air, as he closed his eyes and did a hand seal. Samurai arts, secret sage style, cutting of the flowers, as the blades went back into their hilt with a blink of an eye, as Zabuza was nothing more than in molecule-sized pieces, as his accomplice watched in horror, knowing fully well it cannot do anything, as Naruto turned back and was now on the ground, as everyone gasped at just what has happened. As Naruto passed out after that, on the other side, the compliance couldn't do anything, but just run, knowing fully well the person who was his rescuer has died. He was a tool of no one, but God now, he has to return to him. As Naruto then said, "Stop! You're no one's tool." He said, "Naruto, you need rest. You just passed out and you're blacking out again." As Naruto blacked out but got himself up again. "Haku, I know you. I saw through your memories. You went through a lot. Please, please, don't. You deserve happiness. Don't go to him. You're no one's slave. Please, live your life the way you want to." "I don't know," Haku said, as she dropped her mask, as she began to cry. "You just killed my master. By all means I should kill you because of this, but I know that he was a trash. I know that he was a trash who was going to disregard me after I was done. But you know, he saved me. I owe him my life. You owe him nothing. He saw potential in you. He saved you because he knew you could be used and disregarded at a later time. He did not save you because he had pity or any act of goodness in his heart. So you should pay him any mind. And besides, you have repaid him already with all the hard work and services you provided for him, haven't you, Haku? So there you have it. You can live your life." As Naruto then finally passed out, as Haku grabbed him. "Then show me how to," she said, as she smiled, as both Hinata and Satsuki flinched at this, as well as twitched their eyebrows. "Great, another rival," they asked, as they remembered Ino, Kiba, as well as Choji being their rivals already. As they went towards Tazuna's house to offer to, well, let the kid rest because he has witnessed something amazing and powerful. As after that, they saw that Naruto was recovering, but he wasn't waking up, and they were getting worried about it. As we go inside Naruto's mindscape to see that he was floating, as he woke up in his mindscape, as he saw that Kurama was swinging his tail above him. "You know, that is quite annoying, Kurama. That is why I was doing this, to wake you up. Come on, kid. There is someone special here to meet you. I do not know how, but here he is." "Who? Remember the person I told you about? Oh, the person that you said that..." "Yes, that I reminded you of," said Naruto. Kurama said, "Where is he?" "Look behind you." As Naruto saw himself, but with brown hair and brown eyes, as he had a hint of blonde, but more sandy shade, and his eyes were dull blue, almost considered to be brown. "Hey there. Huh. Wow, I can't believe my ancestors look so much like me. But nice hair color though. I guess it is because of, me marrying her. Who? My wife. The one who carried my child. And thanks to her and my son, you were born, I guess. Well, I guess you were my ancestor then. Yes, Naruto, I am. Okay, but why are you here? Just because I wanted to meet my family. I was getting bored. And I want to end one thing. What? End the feud between my brothers. Because they are reborn as well. And Naruto, you from being from the Senju line, you are also the one who holds a part of his soul. Not as much as mine, but you still do. As for Indra, he has, well, also a person, a reincarnation who holds his soul, but I was visited by him in my dream, in the afterlife. He was trapped there, being consumed by so much darkness that he even couldn't breathe. But by who? Who could be such a person? Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto's eyes wide. What? But are you sure about this? Yes, Naruto. I am. But I can't. What do you mean you can't, Naruto? He's my friend's brother. I can't hurt him. But there is no other way. You have to, or otherwise he will cause a lot of harm. As suddenly Naruto was getting tense, he began to chuckle. I'm just kidding with you. As if Naruto face faulted. Come on, old man, don't play like that. As Jin twitched an eyebrow. Oi, I'm not an old man. You still remain the same, Jin, even after all these years. Obviously, Kurama, I will. But hey, you love me for it. All of you do, right? Yes, we all do. You idiot. As Naruto chuckled, even Kurama calls you an idiot. Oi, don't, go along with my brother to roast me now. Okay, jeez. So, ancestor, that was quite a cruel joke, you know. Well, it wasn't a joke, son. Sasuke Uchiha was just killed. Wait, what? Yes. You didn't know? Namikaze's Sharingan is different. So we call it Sharingan? No, these people call. I didn't even give a name. Why though? Because I was lazy? Tihi, he said, as Naruto face faulted again, as Kurama sighed. Yup, I forgot how lazy you became. Well, I had nothing better to do. Okay? I didn't want to get involved in fights. And I didn't want succession because my big brothers were at it. So yeah, I just enjoyed life in general. Until I tried to stop their, battle, which caused me to die. Yeah, quite a lame death, right? For an ancestor. Nope. You did something, quite memorable. But I was forgotten by all. Well, that is the beauty of it, right? As time passed by, those who remember you soon pass away, and you become nothing more than a distant memory. I think the reason that you were forgotten, said Kurama, as it is because of the war that was continuously going on between the Uchihas as well as the Sanjus, which your brothers changed their names into. So, I guess that gives you the, reply of what happened. Fine, jeez. I'm just being a sorry kid here. Well, I guess you are now. So, Jin, are you 100% sure, Naruto said. Getting serious, the Sasuke is dead? Yes, he is, kid. He was killed by Orochimaru. What? But how? He encountered him. His team was on a survey mission to track down his base as their first C rank. And let's just say they got what was coming for them and more than they bargained for. But that is not the end of it. After killing him, his body was taken by Orochimaru as his next vessel, and he has just completed the process. Oh no. Meaning he can infiltrate the village. And I don't have any proof. Proof? Kid. Each and every genin I have seen from the memories of the villages have a seal which indicates that they are alive or not. Why do you think as soon as a shinobi dies they say that he died? Because they know there is a seal in the headband that indicates the person has died, even if a person's heartbeat stops over a minute. Because miracle only happens within seconds, not minutes. As after that, Naruto fell back on his ass in his own mindscape. Oh my god, how am I going to tell this to Satsuki? The thing is, she already has been informed. What? How can you do this? Our dojutsu is special, Naruto. That is why I'm here. Because Father has decided that I, or my successor, is now worthy of becoming the new sage of Sixth Path, because our grandmother is arriving. She... We don't want you to hurt her, but she needs to be sealed and contained. Please, just bring her inside of you, in this seal, and I will talk to her, try to calm her down. If things doesn't work out, I'm sorry, Naruto, but I have to kill you and destroy us all together. As Naruto's eyes widened, as Kurama then looked at his brother. You're joking, right? No, I wish I was. I'm sorry, Naruto, Kurama, but this hideous job was given to me, and I have to do it, even though I hate to. As Naruto didn't say anything at first, and then said, well, I guess if it helps you all, I'll do it. Naruto, you don't understand the gravity of the... Enough, old man. I told you, didn't I? I will do it. And there is more, but I will help you to see through it. As he tapped on Naruto's forehead, as Naruto's Sharingan came to life, but glow in blue light. As he watched through the future, the Akatsukis, everything what was going to happen and who was planning it. As after that Naruto fell down again, as he woke up with a gasp. In front of him was Kakashi. Naruto. Oh, Kakashi-Nisan. Yeah. I am here. Where is everyone? Well, Hinata is downstairs, and Satsuki... She was taken back by an Anbu. Because a funeral was going to happen. Funeral? About who? Sasuke Uchiha. His dead body was found. He's not dead. Naruto's Sharingan came to life. Oh no, no. We have to go back. We have to, now. But what about the bridge builder? As Naruto then saw something. Sensei, you head back with Hinata and inform the others that this is all just a hoax. It's Orochimaru in Sasuke's body. He's going to manipulate you all, and then their invasion will be happening, and Gigi, he's going to kill him. His plan is to kill him. You have to go now. How do you know, Naruto? My dojutsu. I can see the future. Please go. Please, now. As Kakashi did. But what about you, Naruto? I will catch up. As his body began to glow again. As golden energy erupted. As black lines spread throughout his body. As 4 black Magatama orbs arrived. As Naruto then said, I have to take care of Gato now. I'll protect them. I'll save here. You go save them. I'll be there in no time. Now go! As Kakashi and Hinata left, as Naruto dashed as far as his vision could carry him towards Gato. As after arriving there within a single blast, Gato's whole base was destroyed, and he brought Gato to the public, who executed him publicly, while bringing every civilian who was taken by him back as well. As after that, Naruto thanked them all and left, because he knew that his help was needed there. He left although behind 1,000 clones to help them. Because of his immense chakra, he was able to produce that many, and 1,000 within mere days were able to build what it was supposed to finish within a month. As Naruto was flying back in his KCM state, all the way back to, well, Konoha. After his arrival there, Naruto saw that Kakashi was trying to prevent everyone to going near, even Satsuki, but they all weren't listening, as they all saw a huge 9-tailed fox. As it turned back into Naruto, who was glowing, as Naruto then said, everyone, with chakra-enforced voice, this here is not Sasuke Uchiha's corpse, but real-life Orochimaru. As Orochimaru then came to life, as Naruto grabbed him with one of his arms, which was chakra-laced, and was consuming his chakra, Orochimaru's, as Orochimaru hissed in pain. You will pay for this, you brat! Orochimaru said, with a hiss in his tone, as everyone gasped. He has already killed Sasuke Uchiha, and taken over his body. Not on my watch, said Itachi Uchiha, as he arrived there, and burned down Sasuke Uchiha with black flames, as Naruto and everyone watched, as he stood there, with a frown on his face. You think I will let you do this, and defile the body of my brother? Orochimaru, then you are mistaken. You will pay dearly for what you have done. As he then cast a genjutsu, as Orochimaru began to foam from his mouth. And then his body was consumed by black flames. Nisan, said Satsuki. I'm I'm sorry, Satsuki, but what's done is done. Remember to follow. Stop! Your sacrifice is in vain. You're walking towards destruction, Itachi. Naruto said as his blue Sharingan came to life. As he began to walk towards him. What do you mean? What do you see? Itachi said as he went inside Naruto's mind, being the smart one, as he witnessed what was going on. You can see the future. Oh no. If what you see, these visions are true, then I have to inform the others. They have to see this. And Zetsu must pay. Wait, are you going to do this alone? Naruto said, panting heavily because of the chakra exhaustion as well as because of what Itachi has done, tampering with his powers. Yes, I have to. I'm sorry, Naruto, for all the pain we caused. I'm sorry, everyone. Please tell them what truly happened. Because I know the people have already gotten justice, and there's no point in hiding this anymore. Right, Okage-sama? Either you're going to go there and reveal everything to them, and if they don't listen to you, you're going to die trying to stop them. No, Nissan, please don't, Satsuki said. I'm coming with you. As Naruto's chakra force came back, full force, I have to tell them that who they are trying to protect is actually the reason they are all going to cause destruction for. As after that, we see Naruto and Itachi arrive in a cave. Ah, you said you had something to do, but I did not know that you will be bringing us a Jinchuriki who is here willingly. What a foolish one, said Pain. Obito Uchiha. How do you know that name? You have been tricked by him. And you have any proofs? Said Zetsu. I am the living proof. I have seen what you will do, and what our plans will cause in the future. And what will that be, Itachi? Destruction. The Moon Eye plan is bound to fail. And how so? Because Zetsu is planning to free his mother from a prison that was created by the sage, and only the Moon Eye plan can save it. Save her and free it. By breaking it. Then what we all have been doing for the past is nothing more than just to break her mother out. And we have been played by him. And there'll be a lot of destruction. As Naruto said, wait! Stop! As they were about to kill Zetsu. We have to kill him, only. You have to carry out the plans. Just to the point where you can fake your deaths. Why? Naruto said as his vision was still as going on, as he then fainted, as Itachi grabbed him. Because that will bring the 5 elemental nations close. A chance for peace. A great price to pay. But peace at last. What do you guys say? It's a suicide run, boss. But we all are criminals. And because of us, if the 5 elemental nation is at peace. The irony. Fuck peace. I'm out of here. As one of them killed Hidan, who said these words. Money or no money, I don't care about that anymore. If no person will, sleep hungry, then I will be more than glad to do this and spend my money on this. Kakazu said as everyone nodded. Hidan was dead, and Naruto has just become a part of the Akatsuki. And after that, for 2 years everything was planned out, and everything was played out, as in canon. But no Bijus or Jinchurikis were killed. They were just captured and hidden. Only a blood clone, which resembled their so much that it looked like a dead corpse, was returned. As at the end, the 5 nations had to come together to hunt down the Akatsuki, and they were able to kill them. Just in the mere last second, Naruto saved them by changing their appearances for all together, by altering their DNA, another power of his blue Sharingan, and saving them all. And they, alongside the whole elemental nations, were now happy, because Naruto changed their memories, erasing himself from the Akatsuki, and, changed them so much that he was now a part of their teams, the squads. His, girls were happy, as he called them, which were Kuratsuchi, Yoshitoni, Fu, Hinata, Satsuki, and Ino, and Haku. All of them were happy that he returned, and Naruto hugged them back and sorried about his actions, and apologized, and told that it had to be done. It had to be done to bring back the whole elemental nations, and he gave his talk no Jutsu's best speech there, which brought all the 9 Bijus alongside the every elemental nation person close, to the point that they all then said that they will fight to protect each other, not to fight against each other, because they feared that if, well, Akatsuki or a group who wanted world domination was out there, there might be some forces that wanted this to happen and are powerful enough to do this to them, will be as well. So they should stand together while not fight against each other. So that is what they did. And now we come to an era where even the Otsuzukis wouldn't dare to go. An era so peaceful and strong that they cannot break it. Nor the peace, nor their bond, nor, well, them. As for Naruto, he and his harem was living the best life they ever had, and the Shinobi Nation was finally at peace. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you liked this one, and if you did, then please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And not only that, please, 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 go and follow me on my Facebook page. Please. I've already made this, I have said this many times, and I'm not going to stop until you all follow me there. So yeah, go ahead and do this, and we might play some games online there as well. Yeah, after that I figure out that. So, enough of my yippee yapping. This is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing out for the day. Peace!